Hi, we want to use light to transmit sound to a greater distance. Can this be done at all? Yes, we can do this easily. In this circuit, I have used an NPN transistor and I connect the transistor output to 8 LEDs. This is a solar panel. When the light reaches this panel, it creates a DC voltage according to panel dimensions. Behind the panel, two numbers of wire are intended for output. I connect this panel to class D amplifier module. I turn on this amplifier module with the help of a battery, because I don't want any wire and voltage to connect between these two circuits. Now, what are we going to do? We want to input the sound through this plug and amplify it. And instead of putting amplified sound into the speaker, we enter the sound into the LED. The sound is combined with the light and reaches this panel. The panel receives the audio and the sound is amplified through the amplifier and it is played through the speaker. What we receive is sound waves which has reached the solar panel through the light of LEDs. You can also use laser light. Therefore, we can transmit this sound to greater distance. You can use this model of laser. It is enough to shine off this panel. In fact, I only use laser light instead of LED. We can also use the infrared sensor. It is better to use 2-pin sensor. It is better if both the receiver and the transmitter are of the same type. If you like, you can use the microphone instead of the audio jack input. These microphones are capacitor type and need voltage to turn on. With the help of a 10 kilo ohms resistor, we connect the voltage to the positive pin on the microphone. First, I will try the circuit and then I will draw the schematic of the circuit. I connect 12 volts to the circuit with the help of the power supply. Negative voltage and positive voltage. Now I will also turn on the amplifier circuit. The circuit is ready to work. The panel is activated by receiving light. Now I play the music. The circuit is working correctly. Instead of the amplifier module, you can use the transistor circuit, for which I have posted a video before. If you use laser light, you can transmit sound to longer distance. Now I will draw the schematic circuit for you on paper. This is an NPN transistor. You can use any transistor. For example, C1815 and C545 and other NPN transistor. Base pin, collector and emitter. A positive voltage of 12 volts enters the collector pin. For the transistor to turn on, a small voltage must be applied to the base pin. So we put a 4.7 kilo ohm resistor on the base pin and collector pin. This resistor is to turn on the transistor. This is an NPN transistor. Now we need to input the audio signal into the transistor. There is a capacitor here to prevent DC voltage. The audio signal should be input to the base pin. We put a capacitor on the base pin. The audio signal enters the capacitor. The negative direction of the capacitor is in the audio signal input, and the positive direction is placed on the base pin. The value of the capacitor is 10 microfarad and 50 volts. We put the second wire of the sound signal on the emitter pin. So the sound input is the negative pin of the capacitor and the emitter pin of the transistor. Now, how to connect LEDs? When the transistor is turned on, the collector is connected to the emitter and the positive voltage enters the emitter pin. So the LED is here. The positive side of the LED is connected to the emitter, and the negative of LED, which is the output, is connected to the negative of the power supply. The same as 0 volts. We know that the current must be closed in the circuit. So, when the voltage enters the collector and reaches the emitter, the LED is turned on and it returns to 0 volt of the power supply through the LED. You can use an infrared sensor or laser instead of LED. Now, we will check the receiver part. In the receiver part, we use a Class D amplifier module that has little noise. The solar panel is connected to IOX. Left or right doesn't matter. Enter the module voltage to start. Connect the solar panel to the IOX input. connect the positive and negative voltage of 12 volts. Connect the module output to a speaker. That's all. Now, if we want to use a sensor, instead of LED and panel, we use an infrared sensor. Now, let's check the circuit. Pin emitter and collector and base. 4.7 kilo ohm resistor to turn on the NPN transistor, which is connected from the collector to the base pin. The voltage of 12 volts DC is connected to the collector. The audio signal is first connected to the negative on the capacitor. The other base of the capacitor, which is positive, is connected to the base pin. The negative wire of the input signal is connected to the emitter pin. Well, I hope you make the circuit and enjoy it. Thank you for watching this video.